Welcome to Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am Jake Valk. Sitting across from me, Dominick Arbolino and Eric Fischetti. Guys, where's Brandon? I miss Brandon.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm in his spot today. It
You
feels
guys know
different.
Brandon.
Brandon, where are you?
No, you know what really stinks? You know what really stinks? Because we got the U.S. Open going on right now. None of us know a damn thing about golf, so we can't talk about it.
Do we know what a golf club is?
Yes, because I
Okay.
went to the driving range with him on Wednesday.
How was that?
How was that?
That was fun.
Good.
That was fun.
Good. I was very upset I couldn't go.
Yeah, I wanted to go because I actually miss playing. So.
You left me all alone with Brandon. That was hell on earth.
Like that's a bad thing. Come on.
He is definitely my mom's favorite friend of mine. Sorry, guys.
I don't know
That's
how
all
to.
right.
I don't know how to take that.
Take it as an insult because my mom likes Brandon more than you.
Okay. Well, who's second best?
She's never told me.
Ooh.
She's never told me. I'm
Dominic.
second best.
Dominic, I think it's me.
Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. And we will start with basketball. NBA draft 6 days away. I posted my mock draft on Twitter at RealJakeValk. Guys, what did you think of it?
You know,
it was pretty. It was all right.
You know what? As I look at this draft, I realize how awful the New York Knicks are. They can't. No, I'm serious because they can't even lose right. You know, okay, so let's do a coin flip. Let's see who wins between Minnesota and New York. Who gets to 7th? And as usual, I'm like, the Knicks aren't going to win, and they don't. Even on draft night, I had a feeling they were going to pick, like, later, like at least at 10, but then I realized that couldn't happen. So, to me, they were either going to be 2 or 3, 7 or 8.
And they ended up with 8.
And they ended
the
up
worst possible spot out of those 4.
I think one thing that's interesting about this, though, is that I never really realized how soon the NBA draft is after the season.
It is. That and hockey.
Yeah.
That and hockey is like bang, bang, right afterwards.
Yeah, it's just you get it right over with.
It's kind of weird how it works out because the NFL draft is almost 3 months after the Super Bowl. MLB draft is during the season. NHL and NBA, it's right after the season.
And you know what I feel bad about in regards to the draft? The MLB draft gets almost no viewers unless you're a hardcore fan.
You know what? I was actually watching it.
I wanted to watch it.
I was
one thing, too, I think about that is how the presentation is. I feel like a lot of people watch the ESPN ones, meaning football and basketball. Like, I feel like I don't really know that many people that have actually taken the time to watch the NHL draft either. But I feel like that's just how it comes off as a display. I feel like ESPN just gets more views.
Well, yeah, I feel like especially as a national sport, like a national viewing, that's always going to be basketball and football. And it used to be baseball and football, too. Like, I'm not saying like draft-wise, but just as watching. But even if you're a casual fan, you know who's in the NFL draft.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
as a casual fan, you have no idea who's in the MLB draft.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Not
Even
at
in
all.
hockey.
No. I mean, in the NHL draft, because I did do an NHL mock draft because I have no life. No life. There are only like 3 guys that I feel are going to be superstars. That's Nolan Patrick.
To the Devils.
Yep. Nico Hershier, something French, and Timothy Liljegren, who's a defenseman.
What a name.
Yeah, right? That I can pronounce, but the other one I can't. But going back to basketball, I feel like this is a really deep draft for basketball. I like these guys.
This really is. And I'm going to speak on terms of, first, I'm going to speak on Boston. I don't know if you guys ever heard. I think this is just speculation. I don't see it going any other way, but apparently the front runner for the number 1 overall pick is Josh Jackson.
Yeah, that's just a smokescreen.
That's just...
There's no way Boston is that stupid.
I don't think so.
I don't see it happening.
I don't see that happening.
And I also... Here's a bold prediction. I don't think Lonzo Ball's going number 2.
I don't either.
I'm still torn on it because I still think he's the second best player in the draft. The Lakers do need a leader.
But he didn't impress, and I'm kind of shocked about that too. But then again, they brought him in for a second workout.
I know he didn't impress in the first workout, second workout. I don't know how it went. But the way I see it, he's still the second best player in the draft.
I agree.
I know his father. Did you see that his father's autographs were selling on eBay?
Yeah,
That's so stupid. Like,
would you believe me if I said I actually looked to see if I could get one? They sold out in a minute. I'm not saying I was going to buy it, but I wanted to look to see if I could.
Disrespect.
oh my God.
I just wanted to look to see
Just
if I
because
could.
you didn't buy that autograph, you are not a big baller. It's just that simple.
I will rest easy tonight knowing that I am not a big baller.
Would you get
I
those
feel like-
shoes?
No.
I feel like
they'll be in Kohl's in They'll be in Kohl's in 5 years for $40.
Not for $500. I certainly wouldn't.
I feel like the Lakers are going to take a step back if they do that. I feel like he's just, even though it's not his fault, I feel like he just brings along so much baggage. This is not good for a franchise.
I do agree with you.
And on top of that, apparently also speculation, I personally don't see it happening. If they get Lonzo Ball, they're going to trade D'Angelo Russell.
I feel like-
Yes, no, definitely.
No, I'm going to go the other way with it. I feel they'd be more likely to trade Jordan Clarkson.
I think so, too.
Yes, you've got 2 point guards. One of them will obviously be playing 2, but why would you trade D'Angelo Russell, man?
I don't see it.
You could do it. You could play Russell and Ball together. I mean, you could.
Why not? He was
could
the
be done.
second overall pick.
And he played well.
He did.
And he played well. The Lakers have a good young core. It's just they spent $64 million on Timofey Mozgov.
They are on the right track, though.
They are on the right track. Of course they are. No question about it.
And then I'm going to go to actually Minnesota and then New York.
Okay.
I don't. At 7, Malik Monk is still on the board, and you put them, the Timberwolves, picking Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah, I like Isaac more than Monk.
I think that's going to be flipped.
Okay,
honestly.
You think it'll be flipped?
I do think that the Knicks will end up with the French guy. I can't tell. Like, is the N silent? Is the T the...
I think it's pronounced Nilikina.
Nilikina?
Nilikina.
Nilikina. Like
Exactly.
Nilikina.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced.
Frank Nilikina. It's got a nice ring to it.
Frank Nilikina of the New York Knicks. How does that sound? Does
Just
that strike fear into your heart?
Just another foreign player
Honestly,
for the Knicks.
no.
It's just,
Honestly, no. I think he's going to be good. He was compared to Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can say that name. I can't say this guy's name. That's ridiculous.
Because you
Antetokounmpo.
learn to say his name because he's so good.
He's a beast. He's not even that
I love
old.
watching Giannis play.
oh, yes.
Until Nilikina becomes good, people are just going to call him Frank.
I honestly, right?
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
be calling him Frank. And you know
We'll
what?
all be on a first name basis with him. It'll be great.
I think if the Knicks pick Nilikina, it'll be the same thing when they picked Porzingis. They're going to boo him because they haven't seen him before, and then they're going to watch him play, and he'll be the greatest thing since Porzingis.
The good thing about Nilikina to the Knicks is he is Rajon Rondo. That is his ceiling. Rajon Rondo. He's a pass-first point guard.
I feel like he's more versatile than Rondo, though.
What do you mean by versatile?
Like, he's taller, he's faster, he's got
I'm
length.
saying his game.
Okay.
I'm saying his game is similar to Rajon Rondo's.
Okay.
A pass-first point guard, someone who will be able to get the ball to Melo, assuming he stays. Porzingis, he'll probably stay. Noah, you're keeping him. Courtney Lee, he'll probably stay.
I think he's going to get traded.
Who? Courtney Lee?
Courtney Lee.
Okay.
And you know what? Here's what I think's happening. Dream scenario. The Knicks are going to call up the Pistons, say, all right, so you're pretty much almost a playoff team. We'll give you a key three-point sharpshooter. You give us the 12th pick, and we're going to pick Luke Kennard. We're going to get that three-point shooter back.
That's an interesting scenario.
Because
Courtney
I
Lee
also
for the
heard-
12th.
They're looking into him for number 8.
I heard Luke Kennard for
which
number
would be
8.
too early.
Number
Definitely.
8
Honestly-
for Kennard? Ooh, that's early.
Honestly,
Yeah.
he's projected like 12,
I've got
13.
Kennard going 13th to the Nuggets.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that really that big of a reach, though, from 8 to 13?
Yes. It's 5 spots. I
Yes.
know that doesn't seem like a lot.
But for a draft,
Yes.
And-
It is a lot. So you'd be okay with Luke Kennard at 8?
No, I'm not saying I would be okay with him at 8. I'm saying, like, if they trade maybe to, like, number 10 or 12.
Oh, if you trade
So the
down.
scenario you just said.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty much.
If they call up the Pistons, say, we want another draft pick, here's who we have on the table. We'll give you, like, Lance Thomas, Marshall Plumlee, like, these are the guys on the table. Courtney Lee, key solid role players.
But you have
Because
to remember their contracts, too, for some of these guys. It's...
I feel like the Pistons can afford Lee's contract.
No, aren't the Pistons having trouble re-signing people right now?
The Pistons
Caldwell
have-
Pope.
Yeah, well, he's a restricted free agent.
Oh.
He might go to the Nets.
I think he's leaving.
He might go to the Nets. My
What?
Brooklyn Nets.
That's another name, though. Contavious. What kind of name is that?
It's an awesome name is
It
what
is
it
an-
is.
Yeah, it's easy to pronounce,
It
too.
sounds like an adjective. Like you're very contavious today.
Contavious Caldwell Valk.
Can I give you guys an embarrassing secret?
Uh-oh.
I was almost named Imre.
Imre.
As in the former Prime Minister of Hungary, I think it was. I don't even
Where did
know.
that come from? My name was almost Zachary.
Zachary.
My name is almost
Zachary's
Patrick.
a normal name, but Imre sounds like an insult.
But that means you're unique.
It sounds like my parents hated me. That's what it sounds like.
Well, maybe they... I'm just kidding. I mean, you almost forgot your mom's birthday.
Yes, I did. Oh, man, I got reamed out for that.
I think one of the steals of the draft looking at this would be number 29, San Antonio.
You like Frank Mason?
I like him a lot. I feel like he should go earlier than that, to be honest, but I can understand why he would fall, but I feel like that would be a perfect fit with the Spurs.
He's a leader.
I actually disagree with you. Tyler Dorsey to Atlanta. I like that a lot.
Oh, well, I'm not saying I don't like that, but I'm just saying.
Whoa.
Whoa.
No, I'm saying like we obviously got two different steals.
I know.
I really like Tyler Dorsey. He performed very well.
The thing is, you take a look at my mock draft, 5 out of the top 8 picks are point guards. And then you have to go all the way down to 17 to find the next point guard. And then after that, it's 21 and then
Frank
26.
Jackson. I miss him.
It's a big reach. There's a big drop-off in the talent level of point guard, which is kind of scary if you're an NBA team because this is a point guard-driven league. So could you see a team moving up for one of these star point guards? I don't know which one. I'm just asking if you think it's a possibility.
You mean like if there's a trade going to happen? Of course.
Yeah.
I honestly think there's no way around. I feel like there's always something going down, even as we speak right now. Like there could be. Please do this. Phil Jackson could be calling up a team and saying, "Hey, we'll give you something for another draft pick." Because I also see them getting the kid from North Carolina, Justin Jackson.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
One thing that wouldn't surprise me though is also another thing is that. It's a possibility Boston trading away because they can get a lot of stuff, especially that free agency obviously hasn't happened yet, that they don't know if they're going to get Gordon Hayward or Blake Griffin, who there's been rumors that they're going to pursue in free agency.
Even Butler.
So, the stuff...
Butler would be a trade.
Right, but I'm saying like they don't know if that would be enough to lure Butler away from Chicago.
Especially that Dwayne Wade could possibly be leaving too.
Yeah.
So, maybe Chicago want to trade up. They can draft Fultz, build around him, make him the star of the team, do something like that,
I think a Jimmy Butler trade to the Celtics for the number 1 pick makes sense for both teams.
Because also they could still sign someone, and they probably won't sign Hayward, maybe Blake Griffin, you never know.
Yeah,
plus
exactly.
That's scary right there.
Even then, I feel like that would be enough. I feel like that would even be enough to even compete with the Cavs.
Yes.
Assuming the Cavs will be there.
Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, then you have Jimmy Butler, and then Blake Griffin. Well, who even knows where Crowder would be?
That's true.
You have Blake Griffin. The 4 and Griffin would play the 5.
No, Al Horford.
Ooh, right.
So
Crowder off the bench.
I forgot about Al Horford.
Crowder could be off the bench, and they'll look to trade him away at the deadline, or they can just trade him in that deal also. Who knows what would go down.
So the Nets get screwed again. We have to go up against a super team in our own division now.
So the Knicks. The Knicks got to deal with that too.
Boston's scary.
The Knicks at least have their own picks. The Nets have to settle for the 22nd to 27th overall pick. And we're picking T.J. Leaf and Semi Ojeleye.
What a name.
God.
The way Boston has done this, though, is like that. It's like it's scary.
That's what they did.
Danny Ainge is a mastermind.
They have so much to work around. They really do. They can get a young kid.
They have leeway.
Yes, they do.
You can have a young kid, or you can have veterans who you've been trying to get. You have the stuff now.
I truly think another veteran would help the Celtics more than a Markelle Fultz.
Exactly.
Or a Josh
That's what
Jackson.
I'm saying. That's why I can see them trading away that number 1 pick and working out something. Whether it's Jimmy Butler or not, it's going to be something good, though. Of course, to give up the number 1 pick.
You know what? Let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we will have an exclusive interview with Matthew Cerrone coming up next. He's the author of the New York Mets Fans Bucket List and the creator of MetsBlog.com. It's coming up next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Oh, hi. Do you know what this is the sound of? It's the sound of me getting rewarded for doing my part to prevent wildfires. See, right now I'm getting a big, remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. And now we're shaking. Okay. First, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. Hey, Smokey, let me down for just a second. I need to make sure everyone can hear this. There we go. Then, when we were packing up to leave, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, and then made sure to feel it if it was cold. Oh, Smokey Bear really loves it when you do that, don't you, Smokey? Oh, he lets his hugs do the talking. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you
can prevent wildfires.
You know the feeling when you hear sounds of hip-hop and reggae? Well, you're in for a treat. It's flavorful, extraordinary, and mind-blowing.
It's saucy.
Tune into It's Saucy